the reason I'm excited to have you here. We're going to talk about Dota 2.
Dota! It's like, if I'm here, we're probably talking about
Probably
Dota.
going to talk a little bit about Dota. There's a new update. The Winter Update 2016 brings the Battle Pass, which sort of replaces and includes the Compendium, which is the kind of digital program for all the big tournaments. The Shanghai Major is happening very, very soon.
Yes.
Very excited. But this is the first time they've really introduced an external meta layer of new gameplay systems to Dota 2. How do you feel about the quests?
Good and bad. It's hard to feel like one or the other because a lot of the quest items... the nice thing about the quest this time around, like they've had quests before, but this time it's sorted by role. So if I'm a support, or if I'm a mid solo player, or if I'm a carry, like you have these different paths you can follow, and so that the quests are more tuned to your play style. And you can change them when you get in your game too. So say your character you're gonna pick got picked before you grabbed it, and so then you can change it. So it's nice and flexible. But also sometimes they're still terrible for how you're playing, especially if you pick a character that's not tuned for that quest you chose.
So to expand on this for somebody like me who knows absolutely nothing about these,
Hey Dan, how can I help you?
Are these like achievement based quests where it's like kill X number of
yes,
Y?
but it's not like Steam achievements. It is internal.
Yes.
In Dota, there are achievements for doing. So it basically, it's in different layers. You get a quest. You decide you complete that quest. You get battle points. Battle points level up your personal profile, which is it is what it is, just personal progress. But battle points also give you. They level up your battle pass, which is just the thing that is on your profile that shows you have paid for the winter update and you got the compendium. The higher the level that is, the more stuff you get. So you get treasures, you get loading screens, you get visual effects for certain items or whatever. It's just a ton of... Every time you level up, you get a new thing. And it's like super compelling for that reason.
Let me just go put on my battle pants.
Yeah! So you complete quests, you get battle points. Then you can do stuff like, Miranda did great, I'm going to tip her. If I give Miranda a tip, she gets more points. But I also, because I tipped Miranda 10 times, unlock the achievement, which gives me more battle points, more items, more stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's this really, really addictive loop of you want to play more to get these to complete these quests. You want to play more to finish the achievements because you're going to get more battle points to get more stuff, which makes you...
This is the kind of thing that reminds you that at least at one point, Valve had a staff economist. It's like they are stimulating the economy. Like how do we get people to spend in order to get more back?
And that is that, because if you buy the treasures instead of waiting to unlock them, hey, there's a really good chance you're going to get battle points or a really cool set for your favorite hero.
Yeah, so then even if you buy treasures, you can unlock more treasures, which might get you more battle points so they can level up even more.
Which has a chance to get some super rare items that you could, if you don't want, sell in the marketplace for lots of actual money.
Yeah.
It's a really good system, but to Miranda's point, it ends up becoming, okay, your quest is to do a certain thing. That thing might be something that meant to encourage a good player habit, like buying wards and buying a courier and things that are...
early on support quest, it's like buy 3 wards in 10 minutes, also upgrade the courier, also buy the courier.
And I've run into a lot of supports that could use that kind of coaching.
That's very basic stuff. Where like
it's core to the success
support.
of your team. It helps everyone out. It makes sure that you are spending that money instead of somebody else who needs it for something better.
So what is the downside?
The next quest is stun someone for 90 seconds.
Yeah, keep someone disabled over the course of a game for 90 seconds.
Yeah, so you have to have accumulated that much time, but if you're not playing, say, I'm going to pick Bane because I want to just, nightmare people, which makes them stunned for a period
But hey,
of time.
I've never played Bane.
Yeah, but I've never played Bane.
So I'm
or
terrible.
This doesn't help my team at all.
Right.
So that happens a lot. Or you're at the end of your quest line. So each of these 3 quest paths have like a final hero you want to play to get their special item equipment.
There's like a really elaborate set for 3 specific heroes.
Yes, but you have to finish it with that hero. So you'll see that hero pop up, but you may not necessarily be great with that hero.
Oh man, I played so many terrible Lina games because I needed to get...
so many people playing Lina.
But that's another thing where it's like they're just trying to get people to try characters that may not have been tried.
It's a good thing. Right. And the other good thing is you have to actually win to finish these quests. The quests are only completed on the condition of victory. So it's not only... Are you potentially sabotaging your team by playing something you don't know? You're also potentially sabotaging the victory you need to complete the quest.
It's just dawning on me that these quests are not things that you do cooperatively against bots or something. That it's something that you need to play live matches for.
Yep.
That sounds like about the worst thing I would ever. I would never want to play with anyone who was doing quests.
So so we were streaming it and playing just for quests, and one of mine was to get these really expensive boots that give you mana. within 10 minutes, I think, of the start of the game. And as a support,
mana boots in 10 for a support.
That's dicey. Expensive.
Even if you're
it's
pro,
I'm not buying any wards. I'm not buying anything. I'm just getting my boots.
It's like, okay, I guess I'm doing all of that because Miranda needs to finish her quest. And it makes the game harder for other people. But it ends up becoming, like, we stopped playing Dota to win. Even though you have to win to finish the quest, we were like, hats before strats was our quote. Because we wanted to unlock the hats.
Yeah, a weird thing, too, where we, like, coordinate, okay, like, who's going to get their quest this time?
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Who's on the hardest quest? Oh, we need to win 3 games in under 35 minutes? Goodbye, world. It's never going to happen.
Wait, 3 games total in 35 minutes?
Each game. 35 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, God, that'd be crazy.
That's still bad.
It's already impossible.
Hard. That's still really hard unless you're really stomping a team.
Yeah.
But, I mean, man.
And the thing is, these quests are really fun, and I love doing them, and I want them to come back. And I like that they make people play differently, and I like that it gives me a goal in this game where everyone's like, why do you play this same game over and over with all these same heroes and the same map?
So much to learn.
Right. And it also is nice to have something outside of the actual game that is, I'm working toward it by playing the game, which is really helpful. And Dota hasn't had that in a long time, and it's totally re-energized my love for this thing that I've already really loved, and I want to keep playing more, and it's great. But man, I'm playing real bad. I'm playing some bad Dota, and I'm making it harder for everyone around me who's making it harder for me, which makes for some bad games, and it's kind of, we're all in love with it, but we're also really bummed out because we're having such terrible matches.
For me, like anything that like busts a game out of a rut is a good thing. Like you don't want to get so polished at doing just one thing that you just do that same thing over and over again, because then you get bored.
Well, and I think that's why we'll probably never see these quests again.
Yeah.
Because every year, like right now, it's the Lunar New Year season. It's, what do they call it? The New Bloom.
New Bloom, yeah.
New Bloom. So instead of doing a New Bloom event like they do every year, they just sort of
rolled it in.
They didn't do the winter
event either. I guess because they now allow for custom maps. Before Dota didn't have that.
So now you can just make your own events.
Yeah, so you can make your own events. So they kind of had to figure, I guess, a new way to reinvigorate that.
Yeah.
Is it at least optional? Like, can you say I want to matchmake with other people who aren't doing quests?
And that's the problem. And it's the problem that, and we talked about this back on IGN Arena, where there was this event where Phantom Assassin, who, guess what, he's an assassin, had this role in the matches where it's like, okay, you need to assassinate one of these 5 heroes. And the goal became, okay, get the first blood on that, or kill that character before anybody else dies, and then win the match. And it became, okay, let's get our Phantom Assassin player the kill, and not let's win the game. And it made for weird Dota, and we talked then, like, you have to be able to separate people who want in for the event and people who don't. But then you also create the problem of, oh man, there's like not enough people playing the event because they just want to play Dota, and it causes problems. At that point, why do the event?
You know, I think
there's no happy solution.
I think it was just really smart of them to make it so that you have to win in order to gain the
genius, right?
Because otherwise, you'd have people that are just ignoring the team and doing their own thing just to get their.
Well, they'd probably like, okay, I used to smoke twice and I quit the game, and it's fine.
Yeah. So, but making them stick around and play to win while they get this, like that's. You know, it might make somebody who's normally a really good player not as good, but it's a handicap, right? It's somebody agreeing to handicap themselves in order to try and get this extra thing. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm not playing as well as I could if I were doing the same thing I always do, but I'm having a new experience, trying to do something out of my wheelhouse, and but I'm still playing to win. So it's like nobody is intentionally sabotaging their team.
Right. You're just making bad decisions that could cost you the win. You
just
got to be careful about it.
You're not doing your exact optimized thing anymore.
Yeah, which is great because getting outside your comfort zone is super important in a game that is all about like being perfectly comfortable in your comfort zone and doing that really well.
And in doing that, you might find something you didn't know you were good at.
Yeah, now I have a lot of competent Lina players. So.
Yeah, now I know that my team is going to be on top of rune control.
If anyone needs a Lina, we got one of those now.
So the guy here who doesn't play Dota loves it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think I would love it more if it was all about teaching people good habits. Like I love what you guys are telling about there being quests to like buy wards. That's great because like there's so many people who either don't play support or they play support and they just don't really know what that means, and so they don't buy wards, or they're like, wards, courier, why would I buy that? I want to buy
Desolator.
I want to buy Desolator as fast as possible.
Let me get my Ags first. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. This is
really
an
important.
This is an Ags first build. I practiced it 1,000 times with bots, so we're gonna need to stick with that. No, so I like the idea of it being a way to teach people good Dota.
But then you also get the quest. It's like, oh man, I need 2 more double kills this game, guys. Let me get the kills.
Yeah.
They got away. We lost because they got away. That'll happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool update. it brought you back to Dota. Like you'd been off for a while.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like.
that's mostly because of Undertale. But
yeah, but now you're
I
back.
just played I have to finish my 4th playthrough, so.
Well, naturally.
Yeah. But yeah, I did. Since I bought the battle pass, I was like, hey, I need to play because I spent money on this, and now I want to win stuff. So it's important.
And now we're gonna. God, I feel like there's gonna be a few of us who spend a lot of late nights at IGN watching Shanghai matches.
Yep.
Woo! It's gonna be some late nights.
Yay!
I'm happy about that.